Thank you so much. Um, I'm really thinking about the calendar. As a Jewish professional, this is a term I learned in America. I didn't know I was a professional Jew, but now I know. As part of my job, I look at the calendar. That's how I know what to do, to invite our community to gather around pins on our calendar to celebrate our values and our story and rituals. These are the things we're thinking about: values, stories, and rituals. But values, stories, and rituals can be very different for different groups. This is what I learned from my childhood to today. And I can share with you that we're about to celebrate Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut. And when I grew up, I didn't know what they were because I was part of a different community. I grew up in a very, very traditional, ultra-Orthodox community. We had to have a day off on Yom HaAtzmaut, but we didn't know what we had a day off. But I must say that within this community, I learned so much about values, rituals, and stories. And it took me, I don't want to give it away how many decades, a few decades, to really understand how I can take all those pieces and make them relevant and meaningful, and not to have to compromise between my liberal values and my tradition. My belief in freedom, equality, and just opportunity for everyone, and my commitment, total commitment to my heritage, to the Jewish heritage, to my identity. And today, we are in this journey from Passover through Yom HaShoah Memorial, Holocaust Memorial, through Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaAtzmaut. And then we have Lag BaOmer, which nobody knows about in America, and Shavuot. Shavuot is the biblical holiday where we received our Torah, according to the rabbis. And this is a journey of independence. It starts in slavery, it goes through the Exodus, and it really crosses ancient and modern times. It starts in the biblical story, but then it jumps into the modern story. It starts in Pesach, and then it goes through Yom HaShoah, and Yom HaZikaron, and Yom HaAtzmaut. This is the story of our nation. Because the story of our nation doesn't start and end in the canonical, classical books. Our story continues into the modern times, and our story continues within the Zionist story. But how do we reconcile the two? How do we not look at our story as two pieces of the ancient, the old laws, and the modern? How do we connect Pesach and Yom HaAtzmaut? How do we connect independence, but the real notion of independence, the true notion of independence, saying that our independence does not need to be in expense of any other nation's independence. Our independence could be alongside other groups' freedom and rights. And this is where I am when I'm thinking about the calendar and gathering our community around our calendar. I want us to think about this is not a zero-sum game. We can all be free. We can all enjoy rights. And of course, when I'm holding the future generation, my daughter Talia, and I want her to be proud of Israel. Is it her homeland? I don't know. It is my homeland. And I want her to be proud of where her Saba and Savta live and her cousins. And I want her to be proud of the fact that we could create a modern, democratic, Jewish state. It is actually a thing that can be created. So thank you so much for being here, and to all the organizers for creating this amazing opportunity. And let's all have meaningful national days in the next few days.